Setting the stage tonight continues. It's the finale. 14 seed South Carolina taking firepower. 11 seed. Here's a look at the bracket. Georgia tomorrow night. Start our nightcap. The winner. A&M, Kentucky, Tennessee, Auburn. That is Saturday controls the tip. McGee feeds it inside. Tank Davis to start for OU. That's exactly where OU. Here's Xavier Brown. To gain the last three. Yes, sir. Bangs it.
Yeah, playing like one of the top teams in the country, especially with those two guards.
Mike Sharon Johnson with the dunk on the lob. Michi Johnson looking inside. They got Pack posted up. Kobe Knox. Baseline jumper good. Kobe Knox gives it up. Here's Strong. And he buries the mid-range. College. And then to Carolina. Vermont Harris with an emphatic.
Strong made that. Because he said, look, if there's one player on our team, if he sees our team, if he sees
I wanted to make sure that I had a commitment from the school. Because if you want me to leave, you're not going to give me the resources in this league.
Look, there's certain leagues out there where the bottom half don't really have the budget available.
Oddly enough, that's your best dancer. Here's Knox. Lost Pat with a double. Walker blew it. Nice shot by Patrick. 100% shot by Tate Davis. Ellis gives it up. Deep three. That's good. Well, he's really struggled. Shooting ball. The South Carolina team as another guy. The card says they can't. Davis
shot. They get good shot. It's a matter if they can make it.
Carolina last league in scoring 75. Yes, sir. Eli Ellis has some flash to his game. Johnson draws in this league. Want to have opportunities, make a lot of headway with a little bit of run.
Also reinventing their defense. Forced teams to shoot. Their goal is to
Dick Forsythe really well off the bench.
Two good answers. Injuries early on.
Davis with the push.
A really good sign to go in the distance for Jay Davis. Take the pressure off these guards.
Pitch with another triple. Yeah. Ellis picked nowhere to go. Very nearly a 5 second. Back cut Michi. And fouled hard by Nigel Pack. Ohio State, South Carolina, back to Ohio State, back to Carolina. Vermont Harris played off the ball with Cooper, South Carolina.
Understandably so.
Xavier Brown, Davis. Strong start on the offensive end for Davis. And Darian Reed is fouled.
He gets to the free throw line more than anybody on the.
Coming for Reed. 74% the line on the native.
Big dagger corner three against Texas. Beautifully telegraphed. Oh, he's got your back pass.
Shot. Knocks with the left hand. Nice finish. Here's Knox. Quick release of the three. South Carolina knocks down another. Working on makes him into the foul.
From about 45 feet to keep them in the game at home against Georgia. That came up. The quarterback that came up. But Michi Johnson was one of the most exciting to crack it. He even won the crack it. I mean, there's any way you want it. Little Joe. They'll be opportunistic. But they want to make the defense. They want to make that defense work. That's a prime example right there. Need elite point guard play right there.
He with the kick out. He's good. He's got 5. He's over before the team. And at 6:55, 6:55, he had IV. Played a spaghetti. A nice reverse layup. A nice reverse.
They're not going to see that. They're not going to see that.
Sharon Johnson for three.
The South Carolina team.
There's nothing to lose, right? There's nothing to lose, right? You might as well let it hang. That's what they are doing. That's what they are doing. And a near finish, and then a foul. And Kobe Knox.
And the way Billy Richmond just took a whole nother step. I love the way Billy Richmond played. Took a whole nother step, sort of being a energy. They sprint back, not what ordinarily would have been. The energy they sprint back from what ordinarily.
Another assist to Michi Johnson. Sharon Johnson with another assist to Michi Johnson. Sharon Johnson stays dominating until Stephen Pearl's team is still kicking. Good for Nigel Pack. That's his second. Good for Nigel Pack.
At the same time, they are scoring or assisting on 47. They are scoring or assisting on 47
points per game. And he knocks down the two. On the inbounds, and he knocks down the two.
Get yourself open. You either get one guy open or get yourself open.
Carolina. Another three. Carolina. This one belongs to Kobe Knox. This one belongs to Kobe.
The SEC at three-point field goal. Last in the SEC at three-point field goal.
Davis answered. Davis
has twice now. Had that short roll. He has twice now. Start the three or sometimes go all the way to
his family, good friend Michi Johnson. James Manbeck, good Michi is young James. Dad and LeBron played against each other in high school. And LeBron played against each other in high school. Michi.
I thought there was a point in the season where Thomas Howard thought there was a case to be made because he had 49. There might be an opportunity for the next 27 points per game. 49. Whatever it was. 27 points. Vicious. Nice play, Davis.
Right into Strong. Reed with the left. Right into Strong. Reed with the left.
Oklahoma.
And rebounded by Xavier. Two-hand jam. Nobody got back for South Carolina. Two-hand jams as it's nobody got back for South Carolina. Possession. Switch. Michi Johnson picked right into him and picked up the foul. Right into him and picked up the foul.
That's one of those ghost screens where there was really no contact.
That's one of those Pack. 10 points in the first half. He finds Wagee and he banks it in. First bucket of the night from Muhammad Wagee.
And that's what.
Michi Johnson left alone off the screen. No good.
You can't get a better look than that. A nice screen. Just one of those nights so far.
And late to get a hand up on Pack, who banks on the triples. Home of the Final Four. Here's Knox. Michi Johnson tries to drive, and he finally rolls one home. And 8 tries. Out to Pack again. 3 again.
They have executed that perfectly.
And oriented since about the first 10 minutes of the first half. Elijah Strong says, yeah, we can live from out here. Back to Forsythe. Shovels it inside. Darian saves it, but saves it to Oklahoma. Reed again. Fouled again. That one charged to Eli by Jones and saved. Pack to Reed. Jams it home.
That's a highlight reel for Reed.
Turnaround 2 is good. Forsythe went flying. But Kobe
Nuts are harder to box out. The long rebounds just become like 50-50 balls.
Looking for another assist. And then he gets whistled for. Knox has played great for him tonight. Here's Sharon Knox, and he gets it to go. And that'll. Out of Barkley Ellis, out to Forsythe. And then Davis sent Ellis flying.
And paying more attention to him, and he gave him some advice on where to get his ball screens coming off the side as opposed to the middle, where he could have more spacing coming down the left or the right.
Davis at Rupp Arena for the first time ever earlier this season. Knox left it short, got it back, banks it in.
Yeah, sometimes your best off.
Had on our hands had Kentucky lost to LSU to start the day.
Everybody's always trying to play into the worst case scenario. What happened? Sign as he dominated the Bulldogs. Still doesn't change the fact that he had to get a new cell phone.
Michi Johnson bangs one home.
You know, this could change.
Pack threw it out to nobody. Shot clock expiring. 3-ball. Good! Showdown Jones.
Dogs.
South Carolina wanted to get a sub in. They didn't do it quickly enough. Ellis stuck on the bench. 6 on the shot clock. Pack. Top of the key 3. 9-point lead. Johnson navigates the baseline, banks it in. Oklahoma's just tracking everything down.
Yeah, McGee's really with a clutch save there. All for naught, though.
7.
They did everything they could. They ran about 6 different screens for 3 shooters.
Now Brown confident.
Brown is
Oklahoma since Trey Young did it in the 17-18 season. Touch pass to Darian Reed from Forsythe. Give Forsythe the assist.
I mean, they're playing right now.
Porter Moser, as Oklahoma struggled over the course of this season, said we never skip the tape to get.
And they found a way to win enough games in the SEC to propel them to Selection Sunday.
And I think part of the equation for Porter Moser and his staff early in conference. Nice finishing shot by Tay Davis. This is Johnson drives and kicks.
I didn't think he had to kick that one. He had the driving lane.
Instead, Mongolian Mike drops in mid.
Coming close to an end here. Lay it all out there. See if you can't put one more run together.
Sooners have made 6 straight. The longest stretch of the month. Skips it to Studi. Here's Studi for 3. You know, Dane, you did your homework and you made this really
great
stolen
job.
away. Zadon Jones kicks it out. Wow. 3-ball.
You didn't feel like he was impacting the game much. Now, when he doesn't shoot it well, he still has an impact on the game because of his scoring, or excuse me, passing ability. Frustrated me in studio because I wouldn't glance up at him. I would just look down at my screen during highlights, and I'm supposed to have some eye contact.
Across the bear. How about this one? Dari Corleone. Dari Corleone. Right. No, I agree with that. And to the point that Porter Moser called it Groundhog Day with his repetitive message to his team that there's a path to the NCAA tournament. Here's Michi. Picks it up.
The Groundhog Day?
Yeah, it was the guy Bill Murray punched in the head.
Watch your step. It's going to be a doozy.
7-footer on the floor.
You know, from a bracketology standpoint with this Oklahoma team, is Knox gets the and one. This was a game that
I think the best comp for what Oklahoma is trying to do right now in relation to the bubble is like a golf tournament. Everybody in front of them is in the clubhouse over par. SEC set a record for tournament teams last year. Had 2 number 1s.
One game at Georgia, they've been flawless lately.
We saw Florida for the first time this season in December, first week of the
Then you mentioned the backcourt play, the bench play, and then the 3-point shooting. Those were the 3 things you could say, yeah, their front court's good, but you're reserved for that amount of money, and it's gone crazy.
Ellis sneaks it in. Under a minute to. McGee goes over the back. Sooners will
survive that game, got the huge win at Vanderbilt, and the rest is history. This Oklahoma team, who nobody thought we'd be talking about as a potential selection Sunday, phenomenal basketball at the right time.
Sooners started league play at 1-9. Now they've won 7 of 9. Slate is set. Mizzou and Kentucky to get things started, followed by Tennessee and Auburn, then Georgia, Ole Miss, A&M, and Oklahoma, the top 4 seeds.